Breaking news, everybody. Chuck Schumer has just announced a new deadline to get Biden's spending bill passed. So this means that we can receive extra stimulus checks before the end of the year. This is some good news, folks, and you want to be sure to stay until the end of this video to find out the most important stimulus check information. Folks, let's get into the most important stimulus news first.
Now for today's news. Every year, December brings the joys of the holiday season and gives us an opportunity to reflect on the year gone by and look ahead and begin to imagine the new year to come. This year, we can reflect on an extraordinary bit of progress. Our economy is markedly stronger than it was a year ago, and today, the incredible news that our unemployment rate has fallen to 4.2%.
Chuck Schumer wants to bring Biden's spending bill and climate bill to the floor as soon as the week of December 13th. Schumer's plan is to bring the bill, known as the Build Back Better, to the Senate floor once Democrats finish their conversations with the parliamentarian, who provides guidance on what can be included in the bill passed through budget reconciliation. And everybody, Schumer told reporters during a press conference, as soon as the necessary technical and procedural work with the Senate parliamentarian has been completed, the Senate will take up this legislation. Once that's complete, we're ready to move to the Build Back Better.
Proceed to legislative session.
Questions on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Finally, I ask unanimous consent that the mandatory quorum calls for the cloture motions filed today, December 2, be waived. The cloture motions ripen at 5:30 p.m. Monday, December 6.
Schumer was proudly telling people that the bill could be brought to the floor as soon as the week of December 13th, and that's next week. Still, Jen Psaki told reporters that officials are encouraged by Schumer's plan to bring the bill to the floor the week of December 13th. Psaki also said, "We expect to see action before Christmas. That's a positive sign in our view, and so we will just continue to work in lockstep with his office." What do you think about Chuck Schumer, everybody? Are they doing all that it takes to send out the fourth stimulus check? And do you believe that he will get the stimulus check sent out in time? I want to know your thoughts on this, everybody.
Doing so, let me say how honored we are that our distinguished House Democratic leaders, Senator Hoyer, is here with us. I have already acknowledged Rosa DeLauro, the chair of the committee. Member of the leadership, Sean Patrick Maloney, is with us. And again, the other members who are here, Congresswoman Torres of California, Madam Chair, Chair of the Defense Subcommittee, Betty McCollum of the great state of Minnesota, David Price. We all served with David on the committee for many years, Chair of THUD.
Jen Psaki said, "We expect to see action before Christmas, and that's a positive sign in our view. And so we will just continue to work in lockstep." Schumer is working to move the massive bill as Congress faces a packed year-end schedule. Congress has until the end of Friday to pass a government funding bill and avoid a shutdown, while Janet Yellen has warned lawmakers that they have until December 15th to raise the nation's debt limit. Still, Schumer and McConnell are in talks about the debt ceiling. Schumer told reporters that they have good negotiations on the debt ceiling, and McConnell told reporters that they are having useful discussions.
Allbirds? Well, I didn't wear Allbirds. Good morning, all. Well, another week, and a few more Democrats answer the question about retirement. But this week was a little different. It's not just any other Democrat announcing retirement, it was a committee chair. Now, when I look in this room, a lot of you have been here for a long time. You know, it's different when a committee chair announces retirement. When Mr. DeFazio announced, and when you look at the rationale between he and the budget chair, they say the exact same thing I say. They're not going to be in the majority the next time. I can't blame him for announcing retirement, but he is now the 19th Democrat to announce retirement. Put that in perspective. In the year of 2010, when Democrats lost 63 seats, 17 Democrats announced retirement.
On the Build Back Better legislation, Schumer would also need total unity from his caucus, and that's something he hasn't done yet. Schumer, Manchin, and Sinema have not said if they support the spending bill. Manchin has also declined to say if he would vote to start debate, something that Democrats won't be able to do without Manchin's support. Both sides are aware that Manchin is a key vote, and Republicans also noted during the press conference that it only takes one Democrat to end the bill. Still, nonetheless, members of Congress are working on the fourth stimulus, folks, and that's definitely good news. There's a petition calling for stimulus checks of $2,000 to be sent out. And among the most recent round of stimulus checks, 52% of them went to households making less than $50,000 per year, according to the IRS. Around 85% of the stimulus checks went to households making less than $100,000 per year, or to people who did not file their tax returns in 2019 or 2020. The IRS distributed a total of $390 billion in third-round stimulus money from June 3rd. The IRS doled out payments from this third round of stimulus money to people who filed their tax returns in 2021. Thank you again for your support, everybody. If you have any more questions about the fourth stimulus check, be sure to leave them in the comments below. And until next time, have a great day.
Thank you so much, Representative Bowman, for hosting this critically important special order hour tonight. I love how, Representative Bowman said something that really resonated with me when I was a senior in high school. They really did make it sound like that money was free. That money was far from free, Representative Bowman, as we know. Students in our country have become profit centers. They really, truly have. And it is ruining lives. One of the first ever town halls I had when I first got elected was in Western Wayne, in Wayne County, Michigan. And a young lady, after I opened it up for questions, stood up. She stood up very strong and looks up at me and starts crying in tears, telling me just how incredibly hard it is to be able to survive, become a homeowner, to be able to move on. She told me about how much it felt like she was trapped, like she was hostage to the student loan debt. And the fact that all she wanted to do is give back. She wanted to get her degree and come back to the community that raised her, come back to the community and give back. And it was so incredibly hard. You know, today, as we hear over and over again, 50 million of our neighbors across our country owe trillions in outstanding student debt. That alone should resonate with so many of my colleagues. This must become a national priority. And one of the things that I think is important as we hear about these stories is the human impact. You know, when I was I was the first in my family to graduate from high school. My father only went up to 4th grade education, my mother 8th grade education. You know, my father came here at 19 years old. Could have never imagined, of course, their daughter being able to graduate from high school, go on to college. And yes, I worked full-time Monday through Friday and took weekend classes to get my law degree, and still close to $200,000 in debt. And I still owe about $70,000. And most of it was interest. Most of it was our own government making money and profit off of me. And guess